Back with a Shang-Chi figure review so soon? Yes! Last week, or the week before, based on when this comes out, I popped down to London for an audition that I had some time to kill. I went to Forbidden Planet, and a few of their Marvel Legends figures were on, not on grand reduction, but, you know, like £5 off here and there, including ones it had in stock for a while. Now, the Shang-Chi figures have been around in some stores since, like, Easter time, because of the film's release being put back and everything, meaning that the figures like got out into the American market sooner, and some of them came over inevitably to the UK, like this one. So yeah, Forbidden Planet were clearing house. Now they didn't have Wenwu or Shang or the Death Dealer, but they had quite a few hologram Iron Mans. They had quite a few Civil Warriors. They had a few Katies who we've reviewed on this channel before, and they had Xialing. Hello there. How you doing? Without even getting it out of the box, I can already tell that the sculpt is amazing on this figure, but let's have a little cheeky look at the packaging. It's part of the Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure series, and as you can see, it's got his whacking big torso in there. The Legend of the Ten Rings logo here. Brilliant character picture of Xialing on the side. Look at that. That's so cool. And then we have her bio, so let's take a little look at her bio. When her estranged brother Shang-Chi suddenly shows up in her life, Xialing must choose between the solitary life she's created for herself or join her brother in the fight against the Ten Rings. Minor spoilers in this toy review going forward, so beware if you haven't seen the movie. But yeah, I'll try and keep spoilers to a minimum, but some stuff's going to inevitably come out based on the description of the figure. Other figures in the wave, because this is the first time we've looked at one figure in this wave before, because Katie was a special figure outside of the wave itself. So you've got Shang there, aka Shang-Chi. You have got Wenwu, great lengths of Tony Leung there, Xialing, the Death Dealer, and then Civil Warrior and AI Tony Stark. And they build a giant Mr. Hyde Build-A-Figure. So if you want to help me complete this collection, some of these are in my Amazon wishlist, linked below in the description. I'd be very, very grateful. If you can help us complete the wave, because then you get to see reviews of the figures, you get a shout out for any that you pick up, and also we'll get to do a Mr. Hyde review. But without further ado, let's open Xialing. Really quickly, let's take a look at Mr. Hyde. With a big ass coat. With a big ass bow tie. It's a big ass neck. There's a crunch hidden up there in the waistcoat. The top half of the chest is the white shirt sculpt going down to about there. That's some nice detail. I do hope we get to finish him. Go to my Amazon wishlist in the description and pick up Death Dealer or one of the other figures. Thanks very much. Now, Xialing. Hello. Let's take a quick look at the detail. She's in the black trousers with the laced boots. Really nice detailing there. I like the fact that they're sort of realistic skinnies as well. I like they're sort of a little bit skinny, but there's still some bagginess to them. Articulation includes, of course, swivel and pivot in the feet. There's no calf articulation. Double knee jointed for some pretty decent action poses. Swivel in the thigh, articulate at the crotch. No articulation in the waist, though it does sort of wiggle a little bit, and it is given leeway by the material of the tunic, which isn't too solid. It's got a slight bend to it. Rib crunch, there's articulation at the wrist on each of the arms. Nothing in the upper arms. Single female figure elbow joint. Joint in the shoulder, and the head is on a similar to this joint. You know, it's the I don't know what to call it. The sort of the ball plug, I guess. No, that sounds like something else entirely. Let's take a quick look at the detail on her tunic. So this is her costume from the third act of the movie, and the tunic is the dragon scale tunic that she wears in the final confrontation. Complete with, like, that's physical, it's not painted on, the physical scaling effect. So if you listen very carefully, it's the material is bumped that way. The print of the patterning on it looks incredible. That's really, really well done. I can't spot any particularly big hiccups with it. That is fantastic. That extends around to the back as well. And on the rim, the hem rather, of the tunic, it goes down there and goes down at the front. Some detailing on the arms too. The likeness is fantastic. Like, it's really really good. This is one of those instances where the 3D printing has worked fantastically. Some slightly different shades on the face might be nice, just you know, to bring out her features a little bit more. Like right now it's working because she's under lighting from the right hand side. But yeah, like the Katie figure had a similar issue where like there's a very sort of clear colour throughout her entire skin palette. Same with the Black Widow figures. Like Natasha and Yelena had just like a washed out singular colour. And Cap from the Infinity Saga wave, actually, similar with him. It'd be nice to see some skin tones being brought back into the figures, but that's a line wide issue, not a Xialing issue. Hair sculpt is fantastic. She comes with a fair amount of accessories too, mostly interchangeable parts. For example, she comes with a pair of hello, not the camera. She comes with a pair of hands that are sort of in a pinching motion. I think this is more for fighting stance rather than anything. It's sort of a... I'd have to rewatch the film again to see if there's a distinct move or setup she does that utilises this pose. But yeah, there we go. Maybe you could just have her holding one hand up, pretending to be doing a hand puppet. She's doing her best Kermit the Frog impression, but she's not got the Kermit puppet on. We have a pair of bunched up fists. There you go. And we have a singular replacement right hand that is in a gripping position, which I think is in service of her falling over. I think is in service of her signature weapon, which is the dagger on the end of the rope. I don't know the official name, so let me know down below. There's a sculpted piece where you could have her holding it in her right hand, so she's gearing up to use it. So that's pretty nifty. There's a lot of nice options for display. Let's take a look at her in... Well, hang on one second. We've got her hands she came packaged with as well, which are flat hands with thumb bent over the palm. Let's take a look at her in action. Xiling coming to kick ass and take names! Yeah, some nice options here. I think she's going to look really cool, especially with like a figure stand to lift her up and have her in proper combat poses and everything. Do I recommend this figure? Absolutely, especially if you love Shang-Chi. I've enjoyed Legend of the Ten Rings. Definitely pick her up. Because why wouldn't you have Shang-Chi's sister, you know, owner of the Golden Dagger, new head of the Ten Rings? Why wouldn't you add her to your Marvel collection? She's going to be playing a big part of the universe going forward. If you enjoyed this review, thank you so very, very much for your eyes and ears. Remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoy it. I do these toy reviews mostly for fun. There's nothing too big and flashy about them. It's just because I enjoy doing them. But hopefully they're informative to you, especially if you're considering picking up these figures. I just want to know what my thoughts are on them. Remember, you can pick me up a tiny little toy in my Amazon wishlist, linked below in the description, either directly or in my link tree. You're under no obligation to do so, but if you do, I will give you a big old shout out in the review for said toy. And yeah, if you want to help us complete this particular wave's lineup so we can build a Mr. Hyde, I appreciate that too. Have a wonderful day, or night, whatever time it is you're watching this drivel, and I'll see you again soon.